Okay, Larry.
Okay, we're starting.
Yep, we're starting. This is Mike Nawrocki.
This is Phil Vischer. I'm the tomato.
I'm the green cucumber. And this is VeggieTales.
Oh, look at that.
Yep. So I think this show was done in 1998.
Which show is it?
Madam Blueberry.
Madam Blueberry.
Yeah, it was our 10th episode.
Hey, that's us.
And this is an exciting show for me because it was the first episode that I got to direct the whole story on.
Yeah.
I had done, that's a big one.
Kind of like his bar mitzvah.
Yeah, exactly. I had done silly songs before this, but then and actually the idea of Madam Blueberry I had since the very beginning of VeggieTales. Do you remember
Really,
when
the beginning of time.
the beginning of time
Yes,
too?
this was the single longest gestating VeggieTales episode. Had approximately the gestational period of a blue whale.
I remember sitting down at a piano at your mom's house with you and your wife and pounding out the "I'm So Blue" song.
Yeah.
When it was just "I'm so blue, I don't know what to do. I'm so blue, hoo hoo, blue hoo hoo, blue hoo." Yeah, so that's all I had, and a general idea.
And that was back in '94, I think.
Yeah, back in
That was
'94.
when we were working on show 2.
Yeah.
God Wants Me to Forgive Them.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, because that was very early on, and I had I think I had read the novel Madame Bovary in college in like 1990, and and it stuck in my mind.
Would you like to describe the novel?
I hardly even remember it, except for I know it didn't have a happy ending. And at the time we were, talking about VeggieTales and story and telling stories with vegetables and stuff like that. And I remember reading the book and just thinking it was crying out to be told with vegetables.
Really?
Yeah, with
While
a happy
you were reading it?
with a happy ending. Yeah, well, kind of at the end, I got done with it and thought, oh wow, this is kind of a, I think, and plus there were so many things about the story that reminded me of, my own life and people in my own life. As I was reading Madame Bovary, that I thought, wow, I could, redo this story and have it have a much better ending, and
we can
have a lot
improve
of good
on
things
Flaubert.
to say. That's right.
Because obviously he missed the boat. Now wasn't this probably our most elaborate countertop
I think
stunt?
so. Yeah, I don't think
to
we've
date?
ever had a vehicle in our, and I think you actually wrote the countertop sequence.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah. So that was your fault that you put in such complicated models. But hey, actually, as we're talking about this, we're bringing back the Jeep because we're working on the sport utility vehicle silly song.
Yes, we're
Yeah.
recording this commentary in 2003, 5 years after the actual creation of the video. So frankly, we can't remember a darn thing about this. I had no idea. I forgot all about the whole Susie Action Jeep
Oh yeah.
thingy.
Yep.
Now, we did one countertop before this where he had the oven mitt on his head.
Right.
That was
Right.
kind of complicated.
Sure.
And then there was David and the Giant Pickle. He had the Larry Boy
The
get
Larry
up.
Boy get up on.
Moderately complicated.
Right.
That was pretty elaborate.
Right. Right.
But then this with the whole Jeep thing, that really kicked it up a notch.
Yep.
Oh,
What
and then
about-
we put the French peas on the counter.
Oh yeah, we got it.
Remember that?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and this might have been the first time we've ever had another character take over the show. You know what I mean? We've done
Really?
that quite a bit, where other
Right.
veggie characters have come in and kind
Right.
of redirected the show.
Because
So
we've
this
gotten
might be
so
the first
bored
time.
of Bob and Larry. Oh, not again.
So many things Bob and Larry can talk about.
Right, standing on a kitchen countertop with no props except a Jeep.
But I think with this show, we made some pretty big leaps in terms of sets and lighting and all that kind of thing.
And it's
and
still
look
a
at that.
very popular one because I think just because it has a really good classical feel.
Yeah. I wanted to make it very fairy tale like, have it in the
And you did.
primeval forest kind of a feel. And this butterfly, this really turned out great. And we spent a lot of time here, kind of hinting at the building of the Stuff Mart right over there.
Right.
And we wanted to, near the end of the show, we ran out of time, so the butterfly animation isn't as nice. But we spent a lot of time on this opening shot.
Is
and
it true
we're really
you
happy
sent
with it.
all the animators to a butterfly sanctuary to study butterflies? Where we dissected butterflies?
if the Peggy Nota Bart Museum would have been finished in Lincoln Park at the time, we would have sent them down there.
Oh, that's a
But it
funny
wasn't.
joke for residents of Lincoln Park.
That's right. Ha ha. So this is where the whole idea started off with this little lyric right here. So the whole song got built around this lyric.
And the birthmark.
And the birthmark,
Right.
That's right.
Beauty mark. Sorry, that's a beauty mark.
The beauty mark, yeah, exactly.
Where'd you get the idea for the tree houses? Because did Madame Bovary live in a tree house?
No, she didn't live in a treehouse, but I got the idea for the treehouse based off the end of the story because I needed to give her house potential energy. And so, there needed to be some sort of mechanism at the end once she came around to have this motion set in place where her house was going to be destroyed. And so, having in a tree was perfect for that.
Right.
So,
Now, something's always bothered me about those bubbles. They appear to be refracting as though they were solid glass.
Yeah, those are the heaviest bubbles in France.
See, you give animators a great tool like refraction, and they may forget temporarily that bubbles are not solid.
That's right.
And should not refract as such.
Yeah,
oh well. But this
Yeah.
Lazy Susan picture frame device,
That's pretty cool. This was
clever.
Joseph Pulich did the art direction for this, and he did a great job. We went off, the whole idea of sort of a middle class looking house in a tree, and then I had the original artwork. I think it was the Penguin, version of the book, Madame Bovary, and it had a real simple, picture on it of sort of a living room. Really, it was just a couch and a wall. And
That's
just
the
had a
cover of
really
the
cool
book?
look. Yeah, on the cover of the
A
book.
couch and a wall.
Couch and a wall. Yeah, it was very.
And it made you buy it?
It was very lonely. No, I read it in class. It was required
okay,
reading.
well, you can put anything on the cover if it's required reading.
That's right.
See, but these days, there would need to be a gun and a lady.
Right.
Otherwise, nobody will
Something-
buy it.
That's right.
Forget
Something
it.
more enticing.
Couches do not sell novels anymore.
No.
It was a simpler time back in France.
Oh, look! It is a couch. I must read it. But
so edgy.
But that wallpaper was sort of, the look that the book had, the particular version of the book. So that's kind of where it went off of. And so Joe just did a really good job with designing that whole feel of that room.
It's a great opening. Where'd Bob go? We just dissolved and Bob was gone, and then we dissolved again and he was
Yeah,
back.
there's a little bit of continuity
What's
issues
going
here.
on there?
We are still dealing with continuity. This is before we developed our modern layout practices.
Oh,
Yeah, where we did actual
right.
3D layout. What we did was we did layout all on paper, so we would kind of visualize everything in our minds and put it out on paper, and then try to just go right into animation from there. So there was
I see.
left ourselves open for continuity
Hence
problems.
the mishaps.
That's right.
What's with that big? Oh, look, stuff came out of that teapot. That's expensive.
Yeah,
That's not
yep,
cheap.
Yep.
And that, what did he trip over? What was that thing?
It was like a ceramic fish or something, I think.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
seeing the design sketch on that,
Uh-huh.
thinking, holy mackerel, that's going to be expensive. Making a ceramic fish.
Yeah.
What do
well,
we think, we're made of money?
The idea, the idea was to, put as many gaudy things in her house as possible because she just
Right.
there's that ceramic fish. Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
man.
So
Spare no
So.
expense. Oh.
yeah, there's the glorious
Oh.
stuff mart being built. There's a little butterfly. We use
Oh.
that little butterfly as a common theme throughout the
Would
whole
you say
film.
it's a metaphor?
Yeah, it's a metaphor.
And what does it represent?
What's the metaphor?
Yeah.
I don't. Well, it's sort of.
It was
I don't know if it was really a metaphor,
It
if
was
it would just sort of
peace,
lead the
wasn't
story.
it?
Well, yeah. Oh, you know what it was? It was the presence of God. That's what it was. That's what the thing was. That God was, in the story, and He was directing their paths in their lives.
Oh, Providence.
Yeah. It was Providence. Yeah. Yep.
A butterfly named Providence.
That's right.
It's a movie.
That
I'm
was
working
animated
on.
poorly in the very last shot of the of the film.
Oh, I'm
But
sorry.
it's awfully pretty in all the other scenes.
Now, here are the three salesmen, a.k.a. three wise men.
Yeah, none of them have names. They're
None
just
of them have names.
one. You're number one.
That's me
in the middle. I'm number two on screen left.
Yeah,
and
you'll
that's
notice
Mike
in this
Sage.
film I have a lovely gradient shade to my nose.
Isn't that always like that?
I don't think so.
I thought
Was
so.
it?
I think so. I think
That's
he's
really
got a
a-
gradient. We have to check High Silk Hat. I think
really
that's the last time he
advanced.
showed up. Yep. So.
I'm just
but,
wondering if he had it before this or if, his diet changed or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Started drinking a bunch of grape juice.
Yeah.
Yep.
So now the Stuff Mart, does that represent any particular retailer or just?
Oh no, we wouldn't
No,
offend
we
anybody.
wouldn't. No, just big box retailing in general.
Yeah,
In
well, and
general.
mostly like the wholesale clubs, because I got the idea of a Stuff Mart by being in one of these large wholesale clubs,
Which will remain nameless.
which remain nameless, and there was this 5-pound can of tuna, and as the wrap was coming up here, that was sort of the
Wow.
the basic idea for
That's
this
a
whole
lot
wrap
of
was the
tuna.
5-pound can of tuna, and so flippers to go scuba, which is what rhymed with that. Then scuba,
Barely.
scuba, tuna, scuba. It kind of rhymes, but
Okay.
but yeah. So that's what this. So this 5-pound can of tuna, and then the air compressor at this
Yeah.
big retail wholesale or this big wholesale club.
They had an
kind of
air compressor and a 5-pound can of tuna.
Oh yeah, well they got everything.
Wow.
See, we
Check
talk
it out,
about right
check it
here.
out.
Yep. See, hat rhymes with that.
Yeah.
Most of these were just driven off of rhymes.
Yeah. Most of VeggieTales is just driven off of rhymes.
That's
We
right.
have no idea what we're talking about. We're just looking for a rhyme.
There's the
5-pound can of tuna and some
pound
flippers to go scuba.
That's right, yep.
And did they have flippers to go scuba? Or was that
yeah.
just driven off a rhyme?
No, that was driven off a rhyme. Yep, it was. And then the other thing here too was, remember, this was the whole grunge era in the Seattle grunge era.
Yes. Oh, yes.
So,
oh, I'm glad that's over.
Yep. Wait. Our surround sound amplifiers. There you go. Flannel shirts for
Flannel
looking
shirts
grungy.
for looking grungy.
Yep.
Little Nirvana.
Nelvana.
Nirvana. They make animated shows.
That's right.
Little Nirvana thing. I'm so into the business. I can't stop talking about it.
And see the little pictures on the back there. That's what all our neighbors have. Isn't that cute?
Yeah. All the stuff that our neighbors have.
Yep.
That's nice. So the juxtaposition of the rap with the classical fairy tale feel, would you say
Right.
that's a part of the genius?
Oh yes. That's part of it right there. And the rap. This was the first time we did a rap. Remember
Yes.
that? Remember the letters we got?
We did get a few letters.
Yeah, we did get a few
Yes.
letters.
Yes, it was
yeah.
okay for us to do jazz and big band and
rock.
classical and even
Yeah.
a little rock, but
Yeah.
rap.
Yeah,
no.
yeah. We got some
No,
rap
no
stuff.
rapping.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh dear.
I like the lipstick that rolls out here. That's
yeah,
nice.
that is
Yeah.
a nice touch. Where's the cover on it? Does she
It
just
fell
have
off in the purse.
Open lipstick in her purse?
Well, we wanted to make sure we knew it was lipstick, so we had to take the
Oh,
cover off
okay.
before it came out. And we didn't have enough time to animate
Wouldn't
the
want
cover
a
coming off.
big old bullet rolling out.
Nope,
That
nope.
wouldn't look good.
Yep, she looked too violent. But I like this little lift thing too here.
Yeah. Big
So
finish.
Yep. This was another render that took an awful long while. And Dan O'Brien was, and John Gatsby, I think, were doing a lot of the lighting here.
Yeah, very nice.
And yeah, we started to use a lot more shadow in this show, and that was really nice.
Shadows. We didn't know about shadows before this.
No,
right?
nope.
No one had
Nope.
told us about
Nope.
shadows. See, like there, that shadow's painted in. It's not a real shadow. We didn't know.
We didn't know.
We
Yeah.
didn't know there could be real shadows.
Yeah, that's before we started making our shadows
This
cooler
is-
colors too.
This is the silly song that never was.
Yep.
And we still occasionally have someone bring that up. Larry
Yeah.
Boy, Larry with a bear trap on his behind.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
fun did we miss out there?
I've thought about finishing it, and that, and we could combine maybe finishing this one and also finishing the Cebu song all in one silly song.
Yeah, that would be great.
Excuse me, I'm
Don't
getting
bump
the
the
mic
mic
cable.
stand. It's him. He's doing it. He's got a raccoon on his head. Is that a badger?
And this was fun because this is where the whole thing came up with the silly song, Save Our Silly Song petition,
Right.
that actually gave birth to the next sing-along album, which was The End of Silliness. But there was a radio station in Duluth, Minnesota that got a bunch of petitions together and sent it to bring our silly songs back because they didn't appreciate Mr. Lunt's silly song. But this silly song was really interesting because it originally started off as Larry's silly song, and it was Drive Through Girl, which is what it was initially titled.
Yeah.
And the thought was, what would happen if Larry, got a crush on the girl at the drive-through window?
Right.
But
Then what happened?
Well, but then it just didn't seem like Larry, after a
Right.
while. And so I thought, okay, let's put Mr. Lunt in that position. But then Mr. Lunt having a crush on the drive-through girl just kind of seemed a little creepy. And so that's when I switched it to Cheeseburger. But and then I didn't even put Mr. Lunt in that position and put Jerry Gord in there.
Right.
And then Mr. Lunt is just kind of like this narrator singer guy.
And boy, did this get elaborate.
Yep.
This is
I did that. See those backgrounds?
Yeah.
I did all that on After Effects.
Wow, this is like a Fruitopia commercial.
That's
or
right.
something. Man.
Well, that's what I did in our previous life in video post-production. I did
right.
graphics and compositing and that sort of thing. So
Man,
I
we
had
should
fun
get you
with
back
that.
into that.
Yeah, I should
You're
do that
pretty good
again.
at that.
That was fun. That was some fun stuff.
Yeah. The other driving motivator for this song was, what would Mr. Lunt look like without his hat on?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because he
Yep.
doesn't have eyes.
Yeah, and we had the whole Mr. Magoo thing going here that we actually animated the wrinkles on his forehead, and that turned it was something that we thought was going to be easy, but it just turned out
Really?
to be really complicated because it was hard to make it look good. It just looked weird most of the time, and so we really had to play around with that. To
Forehead
get it to look
wrinkles seldom look really good.
Good. Yeah,
know.
yeah. But we had to, let him emote with them. So they only pop up. They're pretty subtle, but I think they do a good job in showing
Now,
his
so
emotion.
this was a tribute to 1970s power ballads.
Yeah. I went out and got Kurt and I actually worked on this, and we got a Meatloaf album and an Air Supply album.
Yeah.
And so just sort of the music.
Yeah,
the
we were a
style
little
was based off
worried
of that.
because at that point we were having tours of the studio fairly often. We were worried about a tour coming through and we were listening to Meatloaf.
That's right.
We didn't think that would go over very well,
with the daycare groups.
but it really did provide the right inspiration for the vocal performance.
That's right.
And this is when we discovered how fun Mr. Lunt could be.
That's right. Well, and actually what I did was I got my hands on a VH1 behind the music of Meatloaf.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we sat down with all the animators and watched. All the animators are going to be animating with Mr. Lunt, and watched that video together. So it just gave him
Are
a
they
real
all
Meatloaf
okay?
feel. Yeah, they're all okay.
They survived
yeah.
that experience?
They're all okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
You really have to sacrifice to be a part of this.
That's right. You
Be
gotta
an
sit down
animator on
watch an
VeggieTales.
whole hour of Meatloaf.
I thought you were going to sing about growing up in Denver.
And then he was going to say,
This has been
then I remembered I grew up.
He says that.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Mr. Lunt say,
Oh,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we
he
cut
does say
it
it.
shorter because at first he said, then I remembered I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And then
okay.
it got cut.
Yeah, then it got cut. Oh, that's pretty.
Oh,
isn't it?
is that pretty or what? Man.
I like these shows. After maybe show 8 or so, I'm less and less embarrassed over watching about watching our old shows.
Yeah, well, before it was, we just didn't have enough people to make it look pretty.
Yeah.
Before, it was really Josh and the Big Wall.
Yeah.
And a few shots from Larry Boy and the Fib from Outer Space
Yeah.
came
yeah.
out really well.
Yeah.
But this is when things really started to look consistently good.
Hey,
Hey,
hey.
that looks like me and my wife.
That's right.
Kind of a plastic way.
Yep. Yeah. Phil, I'll just let everybody know. Phil didn't have anything to do with that. That was me and Joel Supulich, I think, who
Having some fun.
had some
Ha,
fun
ha,
with
ha.
that.
Of course, Joe lost his job over that.
No, he didn't.
No, he was the art director on Jonah.
That's right.
And that's
He's
my
still here.
daughter, Shelby, when she was probably 7 years old.
Very sweet.
And now she's 12. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yep.
Nice skies.
Yeah, you like the parking lot in the background there?
Yeah. It's a nice look.
Yep.
She doesn't know what to think of all that.
Yep. Oh, her lips are an interesting thing. Madame Blueberry's lips. This is the first time we used lips. in
Yes,
the show,
dimensional
too.
lips. right?
Dimensional lips.
Dimensional lips.
Yeah.
You know,
And,
people have taken dimensional lips for granted. Oh, look, there's the
There's
butterfly.
there's Providence,
Providence.
right there.
Rhode Island.
So yeah, but that took us a long time to get those to look just right. And then we actually used that on Esther too. We
Yeah.
used a variation on Madame Blueberry's lips on the Esther model.
Beautiful, amazing.
Yep.
And
There's
then
stuff
on the angels in Jonah. right?
Yeah, on the female angels in Jonah. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. We also used those lips. But yeah, it was an interesting technique because we're still using our texture maps like that we do on the regular mouths of VeggieTales characters, and then we just paste over these dimensional lips, and they have to work together. So it's a kind of a difficult thing. See, look, and the butterfly sneaks through, but Larry doesn't. Little
Boy,
slapstick right
kids love that shot. And look, there's kind of the sinister factory in the background.
That's right.
Cranking out the stuff.
That's right. We've used that motif quite a bit. And I like the little parachutes coming down there from the ceiling.
Yeah, it's Joe Sapulich's stuff, right?
Yep. The idea here was just to make this endless. I didn't want to see any far walls, given the idea that this was like just a vast, immense place with no end.
Ooh, that's fancy. That's not cheap.
No, I did that on After Effects again, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's fun when you are directing a show and you can do a couple of things like that because you can dive in and do it like Tim Hodge does with storyboarding.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep, it's fun being in a edit session with Tim Hodge because he'll actually storyboard in the session as he goes and then send the board over his computer via airport, and the editor will grab it and throw it in the reel.
Yeah,
so,
that
pretty
is
amazing.
Kooky. So I remember when we were talking about this sequence, we weren't sure whether the music should be frenetic and fast-paced, and you had proposed this, I think.
Yep.
We thought, wow, that's wacky.
Yeah.
So we decided to record some background lyrics for it.
Right, for the very end, yeah.
Well, we were going to use them in here.
We were going to use it in
we
here,
put them in here, and it was just too distracting.
It was too distracting. But the thing that sealed it is the name of the piece is Blue Danube. So, blue, it's got the whole blue thing going.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, why not Blue River? Blue something else.
Oh, I don't know. Well, there's just something about this waltz that it's sort of a, the waltz of consumerism. It's very, very artistic, isn't it?
That's something.
Yeah. Oh, there's air compressor.
Air compressor.
But I just love the whole slow motion feel, this waltz going on, and all these things falling in.
It's just genius.
Oh,
genius.
Stop.
Really.
Oh, look, and there goes those cards.
There they go.
Out the window. I can't wait till this is on DVD. I guess it's going to be on DVD pretty soon.
Yeah,
huh?
I think so. Or we're just talking for nothing. I'm assuming. If we're in here talking, I guess a DVD is impending. Well,
look at how that refrigerator flies.
That's amazing. Oh,
look at the little wind action on there.
Yeah, that was
everything
impressive.
but the kitchen sink, and there's the kitchen sink. We ended on the kitchen sink.
This was a fun transition.
Joe actually went into the whole idea for the snack bar here was based off the Target snack bar. I don't know if we can say that or if to edit that out. So actually,
because we admire it so much.
Oh yeah,
I love our partnership with Target.
Love the Target snack bar.
Yes, thank you.
And so Joe actually, went into a couple, more than just Target, a couple of different, retail places to sit down in the snack bar and sketch, and he was asked to leave.
Hey,
a couple
the
times.
shadow went one way, but the train went the other. Hey, what's going on there?
That was a mistake that we didn't have time to fix. There was also a flash over there on Larry. There was a couple of. Yeah, this was a really complicated set, and we were nearing the end of the production schedule here. I think when we were rendering these shots, and we just didn't have time to fix them.
You never really finish. You just run out of time.
You just run out of time. Yep. How do you like those sunglasses? See, I've been asked many times about the color of her hair.
Yeah.
Because she changes hair color because while she's in the Stuff Mart, she actually puts on a yellow wig. So it's part of her whole costume that she does. She sort of changes changes her hair color. She's got the boa.
So it's not a mistake.
No, that's not a mistake. No. So she has brown hair at the beginning, blonde hair here. When she leaves again, her wig flies off.
Does it?
And at the very end, she has brown hair again.
But her hat stays on?
No, her hat I think her hat flies off too.
Okay. Well, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll see about that. I forget.
I wouldn't be so. Hey, look, there's Buzzsaw Louie.
Oh yeah.
Up on the flag.
Yep.
There was all sorts of stuff in the background here, right?
Yeah. I think the fib from outer space we actually have as a poster. Yeah, right back there, the fib and
fighting Goliath.
Fighting Goliath back there. Yep.
That's pretty funny.
Ooh, there's a lot of aliasing going on back there.
Those shopping carts are having a hard time.
They're buzzing away. That was another thing that we didn't have time to fix. But that's okay. It's not that big of a deal.
It's so hard to fix things when you have no time.
That's right.
That's
some yellow hair too. Look at that.
Man, that's yellow.
Oh yeah.
Yeller. Oh, look, there's a little smoke on a little stick coming out.
Yep.
That
yep.
was cute.
Yep.
So that's the extra mile. you
Yeah.
know, is
yeah.
adding that touch.
Yeah.
That's taking
Right.
it up.
Right.
That's
Like
big.
that little camera twist. That little camera.
Oh, that was
twist or something,
nice.
that little
Now here we
toaster.
go. Moment of truth.
Yep.
Crisis of belief.
That's right. Here it comes. She gets it.
Wait. Recover. Recover. Tap dance.
I mean, really, who needs any of this stuff? But I think we both know that you want a
You know, a toaster oven.
Yeah.
I grew up with just regular toasters.
Yeah.
You know, and
Right.
so I was all about toasters. You know, but then you know, Eric
Yeah.
had a
I
roommate
remember Eric.
with a toaster oven, and he converted me over to toaster ovens.
Really?
Yeah. So then I
Huh.
forgot about toasters because toaster ovens are just really handy. You know,
Right.
you can do more than just toast in a toaster oven.
That's right.
But you know,
So that's why
Yeah, so-
that came down to the crisis was over a toaster
it
oven.
was over a toaster oven. But you know, then I don't do toaster ovens anymore. I don't know. I just don't.
Really?
Yeah, I don't have them. You know, ever since I got married, it's just been regular toaster.
We're gonna
So-
get letters from the toaster oven people. Sunbeam.
I still love toaster ovens.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong.
And you wouldn't discourage anyone else from buying a toaster oven, would you?
No.
Okay, well,
no.
that's-
I highly
that's
recommend toaster ovens. Only if you need them, though. You know, it's not like if you
Yeah.
don't really need them and you're just going to buy them for the sake of buying
Right.
something.
No, you shouldn't just buy anything just for the
Right,
sake of buying
right.
something.
See, that's what this is all about.
We should make a show about that. No more. There's a new Madame Blueberry in town, and she's. Now I think I had to write this part, because I think you said Madame Blueberry, and then underneath that you said something about the teaching, and that's what you
well,
put
you
in
were
the script.
you were always more of the teacher. I was always more of the comedian. I was the class clown, and you were the
Oh look,
teacher.
the butterfly's leading them out.
The butterfly's leading them out to see.
Oh,
Oh no, there's
no.
trouble.
He's pretty good at assessing the obvious.
That's
Wouldn't you
right.
say?
Got to make sure the kids know exactly what's happening.
Yeah, there's.
Oh,
Look
now
at
this was fun. I loved this was fun to
Yeah.
write this whole thing. Just doing this and then this whole Larry and the hand cart thing.
Oh yeah.
That's
See,
some
now
funny
that's
stuff.
comedy. That is comedy. Classic. And he doesn't end there though. He keeps the gag going.
Oh, that's right.
Here it goes.
Wait, pause.
Hang
It's
on.
all in the timing. It's all in the timing. There you go. There you go.
And look, the little handle.
Oh yeah, yeah. The little
Oh,
handle's
boy.
flipping up and down. Oh, now this.
Oh, this is fun.
This is our speed racer technology.
Yeah,
This is when we
no
started
one's
using.
Pixar's never been able to figure that out. They
That's
still
right.
call like every week saying, "How did you do that?"
How did you guys do
How?
that with those
How?
rolling hills?
And we say we can't tell you. Sorry. You know, if you can give us all free power books, maybe we'll tell you. But otherwise,
Yeah.
forget about it.
Otherwise, forget about it. Yeah, but I was gonna say something and I forgot. This
that's
whole
nice animation.
this whole ending, I modeled off of The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Whoa.
Yeah, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Really?
Yeah,
You didn't steal
where
the ending, did you?
No, I didn't steal the ending, but the format is similar, where the Grinch actually has, you know, his crisis of belief
Right.
and comes around, but yet, you know, the sled is on top of the hill and all the presents are about ready to be.
Like you got
dumped.
a coupon for pizza.
Yeah, isn't
That's
that funny?
funny.
Yeah, and
See?
that's the pizza box that we used in.
Yeah, in Dave and the Giant Pickle.
Giant, is that what?
Yeah, Dave and
Yeah,
the Giant Pickle.
okay.
Yeah. What'd you bring us?
Oh, there you
Pizza.
guys. There's your family again.
Yeah. This is good stuff, Maynard.
Oh yeah, there's that air compressor.
Whoa. Whoa. This was one of our most prolonged action sequences
Yeah.
up to this point,
Yep,
I think.
yep.
Except for the end of the Toilet Save Christmas.
This was a hard.
Also had a big one.
I think we have a big orbit here, which was a real nightmare
This
shot.
one here.
Oh yeah,
Nightmare.
because this set was so huge, and trying to orbit and pull
Yeah.
back in this was
Oh,
that took
man.
forever. But I turned out nice.
Everything's okay.
Or is it?
Bob never gets much to wear.
No,
He
it's hard to
usually
dress
bow
a tomato.
tie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's your bow tie, Bob. And then Larry gets his whole suit.
So here's Providence once again,
Yeah.
coming down.
Because there's a little. This is tough love.
Yeah,
really.
that's
This
what it is. It's tough love.
A little divine correction. You don't really need this stuff, Madam Blueberry.
That's right.
Oh.
See, okay, now here's where the potential energy of the treehouse comes in.
Yes.
Yep, so all of our stuff drops out, which just makes the tree and the house lighter. Now, we didn't get the physics exactly right in this, because
it's
we did a little
close.
cartoon physics here.
It's
So
close. And that was all practice for Jonah, that water splashing.
That water
We were
splashing.
thinking about
And
Jonah.
notice we hid the surface of the water with
that
a
was
bush, so we
smart.
didn't have to draw, we didn't have to render
That was smart,
the collision itself, just the splashes.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so here goes the air compressor, which is the heaviest thing
Yes, that's
in there.
the thing that really made it all fall.
Yep, so once this is let go of, in real physics it would let go right away, but we have a pause, and then a wing, a little bit more dramatic, and then it flies away.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
Yep, and I love this one. Yeah, look at it. See, that's just a little slide whistle effect.
Did you do that?
I think Kurt did that.
Okay. Now that was hard, making a house collapse.
Yep.
That wasn't cheap.
Oops.
That's always
And he
gets a
looks
laugh
over.
when you say oops
Yeah.
after something big.
Yep. That's funny. Oh, I haven't seen that in a while. That makes me laugh. But yeah, we were thinking about not showing the house collapse, just like hearing it and then cutting to it.
Right.
But
Oh,
we
no.
decided to show it.
We'll
We
go
tried to
that
show it.
extra mile.
Yep, that's right. We could have shown more, but we kind of met halfway in between.
Do you think we'll ever have Jean-Claude and Philippe narrate another show?
Well, they were a
It's
little hard to understand. Yeah.
Mommy, what are they saying? Nothing
wanted-
against the French, of course.
No,
They're just a little hard to understand.
That's right.
You
on
know?
the kids program. But see now the water in back of him. We hadn't got our water quite.
It's not moving.
Yeah, it's not moving. No, we couldn't
Wow.
afford that.
Okay.
Yeah. So she sings, and now and you wrote this song.
Yeah.
This was a nice little song.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's not like a rap or anything. It's not nearly as cool as a rap.
Oh no, but this has been
'cause
sort of
you're
the big ideas defining song.
That's true.
I think.
That's true. In the same way that "Wish Upon a Star,"
That's right.
became Disney's song.
Yep.
This is kind of our song.
Yep. Yeah. One of these
Come
days.
on, everybody, join in hard. Okay, you don't have
Okay.
to. Yeah. There it goes. Is
Okay.
this the one where the animation?
This is the
looks so
butterfly. Yeah. See, we don't have as much flutter. It just sort of
good? Right.
straight and
Oh,
glide
yeah.
and
What's
straight and
going on
glide.
there? What do you have,
Yeah.
like an hour to animate that?
Yeah, and then the set too, so it's just the end of the set. But the sun, the painting in the background is nice. The little sun going down there.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
And this was
Oh,
hilarious. I remember Ron animated this. Bob and Larry crying.
That was beautiful.
No tears.
I know. Could have.
What if I could, man?
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
Oh, you're right.
I like it when
I'm
Bob gets
sorry.
sad.
Where were we?
Yeah.
Madam Blueberry.
All right, that does it. Here's the music. Unless, of
I
course.
forget what happens now.
I don't know. I haven't seen this in a long
I don't
time.
care. Go ahead.
Hit it, boys.
Oh, do we have just a little sniffle in the break here? I
don't
think
know.
so.
I think
Oh yeah, sniffle and a blow. Okay.
sniffle and a blow. You'll have to go over it frame by frame to figure out where that Kleenex came from.
Well, we borrowed it from the show. Madam Blueberry did the same thing.
Well,
Okay. I can do this.
A Stuart Smalley kind of a thing.
all right, but make it snappy.
Okay, here comes the lesson, everybody.
Yep.
Pay attention.
Madam Blueberry learned that being greedy makes you grumpy, but a thankful heart is a happy heart.
Like the little kids, right?
That's right, Bob. Just like the little kids. Me and Cordy had the birth of us today.
They were both
I
very
think
touched.
you wrote that.
Yeah, I wrote the ending. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah.
Hey, QWERTY's in the corner on this one.
Yeah, Cordy,
QWERTY's in the
he
corner.
moves
How
all
do-
over the
how do you
place.
get in the corner.
Yeah, I think the owner of the house just when they're cleaning the kitchen, they'll move Cordy to dust underneath him.
Being greedy sure brought trouble to Madam Blueberry's house.
It sure did. But even
Boy, their
before
eyes sure are
Madam
white, aren't they?
Blueberry's
They
house
sure
got
They're
are.
glowing white.
They sure are, Larry.
Aren't they?
Aren't they
And that
white, Bob?
tile is like internally illuminated or something.
Yeah.
Even if I never get
You know, I
to
built that
Madam
computer for a commercial job I did about 3 years before VeggieTales started.
Wow, was that a 386 or something?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
yeah.
Wow. pretty amazing.
It was
Yeah.
for an industrial training piece.
Yep.
Well, we're out of time for today.
Man, we
Don't tell
we've
them.
never. I won't. No. We have to upgrade QWERTY one of these
We
days.
may want to. Probably an iMac.
Yeah, that'd look nice.
If Steve Jobs will send us
If
something.
we wouldn't mind.
Oh, look.
There we
Was that a
are.
classic or what? They don't make them like that anymore.
They don't make it. I like the little fairy tale ones.
Yeah.
Yep. We're doing that with. Well, that was kind of like the Star of Christmas kind of felt a little bit classic like
Yeah,
that.
that had a classic feel.
The Easter
and
Easter coming
Carol
up. It was
Coming
like
up.
that.
Little
Yep.
Joe.
Little Joe,
kinda
yeah,
Western,
like a Western
classic.
Yeah. Oh, and then there's Dr. Jiggle.
Yeah, and
that feels- and
Snoodle.
Snoodle,
That
oh,
is
very
classic.
storybook-like,
Very
yep,
classic.
yep.
So you guys have tons of classic stuff to look forward to. This is not the end.
This is only the beginning.
This is only the beginning of how classic we can get. But we'll put a rap in every one because that makes it very popular with the kids.
It's a good contrast with the classic
Yeah,
and
and
rap.
contrast is funny.
Here's the Stuff Mart Boys Choir. This was Phil and Kurt and I singing falsetto, and I think we did.
I wrote the lyrics.
Yeah, very nice.
Thank
very
you.
nice. Stuff Mart, Stuffy Stuff Mart.
Well, I had to decide which one. Yeah, which one to use where.
Right,
And that wasn't easy.
Right. And I think I think all three of us actually recorded it 4 times in different harmonies, so we actually sounded like a whole choir.
Yeah, it sounds like a huge and very high quality boys choir.
It does.
When you put it all together. I'm sure you thought it was the Vienna Boys Choir or the Glen Ellen Children's Choir. Oh, I'm
ouch.
so sorry about that. We'll have somebody take that out. Wow, that was a beautiful, beautiful. 1998. See, there you go.
Yep.
It was 1998, as the song
Johann
attest to.
Strauss. Stuffy Stuff.
That's my
Marty
wife
Mart.
and my mother
Stuffy
who
Stuff.
keep me out of trouble.
Marty Mart. Stuffy
Stuffy
Stuff.
stuff. Marty Mart stuff. La la la.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for coming. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
We're
wait,
not
wait,
done
wait.
yet.
Okay, here's the cheeseburger credits. Oh, yeah.
As you can see, I had nothing to do with this. Does it give me credit for even singing it? No.
Oh, it will. Well, I think we did
No.
song credits, didn't we? Oh, no, we did voice credits. Yeah, just voice.
No.
Yeah,
I
because
get
we don't
nothing.
really.
I got nothing. I mean,
usually with voices, we just do
I
voices
made that
by.
song happen. I made it work. And look, like your name's in there like 10 times.
Oh, yeah. See,
okay.
there you go.
There I
Character
am.
voices. Yeah, there
There
you go.
I am.
See, now this is.
I'm sorry. I owe
this-
you an apology.
Thank you. But no, this must have been one of the first times that we actually had a big like real instruments, because I remember
Yeah.
we recorded real drums and guitar.
We did.
And
Oh,
bass.
yeah.
It was like a real
right.
rock band.
Right.
Yep.
And was that Madame Blueberry's Nose Below?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh, a fine choice.
Good night,
there you have
everybody.
it. Thanks for watching.